What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome to another edition of the Fanboys Anonymous FanTracks podcast. I use the word fan way too much in this. I'm your host, as always, Tony Mango, and joining me is Robert DeFelice.
Chill out.
We are in for a cold reception here. We are talking Batman and Mr. Freeze SubZero, and a little bit of an introduction about what is going on here, what this is all about. We are doing a special request as part of the Fanboys Anonymous Patreon. One of the tiers that's on there, for anybody who doesn't know, is the Pick Your Poison tier, and that one is a direct sponsorship type of situation where if you donate to that tier, you can say what you would like us to do, and as long as it's like within reason or something like that, then we will, obviously get around to doing it, because that's the whole point. And Guest 5 has donated for 2 of those in the past. We did the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated film, and we did Batman Mask the Phantasm, so keeping along with that trend, we got Batman and Mr. Freeze SubZero. This is a FanTracks, and for anybody who doesn't know what the FanTracks is all about, I'll get that down in a minute, but this is one of the things that you can request. So for the Patreon, anybody who is interested in the future in taking advantage of this, you donate to that, and whether it's a FanTracks or it's a review point or some kind of, movie reel rundown, or I don't know, like there's a variety of different things, maybe just a straight up editorial, or even something like the Pokemon Generation 1 recap kind of thing. Like, there's different options there, so take advantage of that when you can, if you ever want to. So what is a FanTracks? Well, if you're brand new to this, we've done 24 of these before. This is episode number 25. It is an audio commentary track that you can listen to while you watch whatever it is that we're watching, in this case, obviously, the movie. So we can't obviously provide you with, on YouTube, the actual movie inside of the video. That's a copyright claim thing waiting to happen. It's just a nightmare. But what we can do is we can give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, play. And when we say that, you hit play, and whatever you're watching this on, whether it's the YouTube video that they have, I think that you can rent that for like 99 cents at the moment, or you have like your DVD or some kind of a stream, or maybe
you can rent it on Amazon Prime, $2.99, or you can do the thing that Tony just said, and
Officially, we can't condone that, but at the same time, you might be doing that, whatever it is, as long as you make sure that it starts up with the Warner Brothers logo and not the like FBI warning or whatever it is that could be, the menu screen, any of those kind of things, then you should be able to sync up correctly with us. And what we're going to do is just kind of watch the movie, crack some jokes, talk about our thoughts about it and everything, and, treat it the way that we would if we were just a bunch of people all sitting down watching the same movie together and eating some popcorn or something like that. So again, I will give you a 3, 2, 1 play countdown, and when I say play, then you hit play. That's kind of the point of it. So, get ready. 3, 2, 1, play. So, there you go. So, there's faded out, and we're going to get our thing that's going to get started here. So, for context, this was released March 17th, 1998. And, oh, look at the CGI that they're getting into the computer graphics right now. They really want to show this off. We're at the, I'm assuming that this is the logo. I haven't watched this movie since, wait, I'm just realizing right now, it's the Tim Burton Batman theme. Not the animated series theme. Not the
Oh yeah, because this was supposed to be released. This is in the Batman the Animated Series universe, but this is supposed to be released to coincide with Batman and Robin.
Tie-in for that, yeah. So yeah. I guess, well, even then though, it's weird that wouldn't be the Joel Schumacher Batman theme then.
Well, they decided to hold off on this and not release it, coincide with it, because Batman and Robin didn't do so well, guys.
Batman and Robin is a gloriously bad movie. I loved it for what it was as a kid, because to me, I didn't have any context of like how
good or bad
things should be. Yeah. But I mean, I love puns. How can I not love a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a treasure in his own right, is all just going through the whole movie of just chill out, like, you know,
I do meet you.
yeah. The Ice Age, Just like-
Maybe the best scene in all of cinema with Mr. Freeze and the little gremlings just watching The Year Without a Santa Claus, the Snow Miser. Like, so good.
So we got polar bears all, you know, fuck this guy for swimming around us.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Have you seen the Kevin Smith breakdown of the Superman film that he was
I
working
have
on?
not.
Anybody who hasn't seen this, you absolutely have to see his documentary special of he's like doing a tour through like colleges and talking about being a filmmaker. It's a big breakdown of how when he was working on the Superman film that he was working on, and John Peters, who's involved in a lot of these things, especially Superman related, specifically wanted like an action beat every like 15 pages. And one of the things he tries to argue, and I can't do it justice. I can tell you the whole story, but it would take this whole podcast because it's like a 40-minute story. One of the things that he says is, well, can't Brainiac fight something at the Fortress of Solitude when Superman's dead in the movie? And he goes, I don't know, why doesn't he fight some fucking polar bears or something? They're like the meanest animals in the animal kingdom. So I wonder if around this time they're like, I don't know, polar bears, put them in a Batman SubZero movie. They're the meanest in the fucking kingdom.
You know, Mr. Freeze, they have that nice tie-in.
Yeah.
And
More of
we're
a
gonna see right
rational
here,
explanation for that.
Mr. Freeze actually gets along with his polar bear friends.
Shaking off the excess water. If Caroline was watching this right now, she'd be like, meh, it's so cute.
They're cute. Look at Freeze living a bit of a primitive, but a normal life for Mr. Freeze.
So my context to Mr. Freeze, I absolutely hate that his name is Mr. Freeze. His name should not be Victor Freeze. That's ridiculous.
Wow. I think the Batman verse is a little lazy with names. Victor Freeze, Victor Zsasz,
Edward
Harvey
Nigma.
Bullock. Harvey Bullock and Harvey Dent. It's like really, these people interact constantly. You couldn't give them two separate names. Maybe there's just a guy in the office that was just like a
Really likes
Harvey and a
Harvey.
Victor.
Funny enough, Harvey Dent was supposed to be Harvey Kent at first, and they changed it to Dent because they didn't want people to think that he was related to Clark Kent.
Man, you could have had some fucking good crossover stories.
It's like, what happens when Clark Kent puts on the glasses? Oh, you can't tell that he's Superman. What happens when Harvey Kent burns half his face? Hell of a voice actor for Victor Freeze. To me, when I think of Mr. Freeze, this is the voice that I think of. Same as Batman with
Same
Kevin
with Batman,
Conroy.
same with Joker, same as
A lot of
almost
things.
everybody on the show except maybe Dick.
Yeah, I mean, Loren Lester, I do tend to think a lot, but there are some other people that have done it just as good, if not better.
Why do they gotta bother this man?
Yeah, he's
there
not
a
doing
reason?
anything wrong. That's
I
the
love
other
Mr.
theme
Freeze's
for Mr.
backstory.
Freeze. Yeah, like I mean, in the comics originally, he was not at all what he was when they made this animated series. They
Was
completely made the character so much better.
Mr. Zero he was, and he appears on Batman's the '66 show with Adam West.
Yeah,
They're
and it's
loving this fucking
awful.
CGI.
They're going all in on it. That's now the one thing you don't do with Mr. Freeze, you don't
It's
fuck
fuck
up
with his
Nora.
wife. What are
Yeah.
you, like, why are you bothering him? Oh my god. Alright, he is totally justified for whatever is about to happen.
Yeah, right. So, spoiler for my Batman blueprint I've mentioned here and there. My idea of how the Victor Freeze storyline goes is and I don't remember exactly what the context was, but there is some story where he is his name's Victor Schivell, I think is how you pronounce it, Schivell.
Yeah,
So to me,
Chevelle.
I'm like, all
Chevelle,
right,
Chevelle.
Chevelle, Skivel, whatever it is. Like, to me, that should be his name. And I think, generally speaking, Victor Fries has like a 3-part storyline. You either make him like start off and he's just gotten into the whole cryogenics and everything, and Nora is sick, or you wait until the Nora sick thing. The point being, he's fine. Nora gets sick. He starts stealing things and getting into the whole crime situation and becomes Mr. Freeze. But he just wants to help Nora. And how do you wrap that storyline up? You make it to where he gets a little bit of a pardon and he keeps working on Nora. And you either end it with Nora dies or he cures Nora. But it has to be
They
like a
deserve
good
that.
end. Like, yeah, they totally deserve this.
I want you to understand the morality here. They deserve everything that just happened to them. This man was not bothering you at all.
Some weird music playing right now.
It's like very like noir, but upbeat still. Very jazzy.
Why do I feel like in Gotham City you shouldn't walk around in the water like that?
Yeah, that would be a great piece of advice with all of the mutated
Yeah.
supervillains that exist.
The amount of times that people poison the water supply. You gotta watch out for what Scarecrow does, what Joker does, what Nigma does.
What Penguin does, where Penguin lives.
Yeah. And this dude, it's broad fucking daylight. He just smashes the thing. Fuck him up, Myron.
Myron, yes.
Bat Myron. Ugh. Myron! And they needed a getaway driver. Like, he threw a fucking brick through the window. This isn't the most, like, elaborate scheme. Big fan of how the jewelry shop is just named Jewelry.
Poor Myron. I hope we get an update on him in the future.
And this dude, the one that was stealing, he's got a 2019 haircut with the shaved sides.
Yeah, but he's also got the his buddy's got the 90s muscle tee, and
Yeah.
I can never get a handle on when this show is actually supposed to be taking place. It's like some weird mashup of the 20s and 30s and the what was then the present 1990s.
Yeah. Like, the cars are always formatted to be, like, 50s or so. And then people are trying to do, like, neo-goth type stuff and whatever. Why might you fucking poke Batman?
He's wearing a cross. He believes in Jesus. Hold on. You gotta.
Batman forces him to drink the water. No, Batman, anything to bad.
He took out the trash.
One thing I don't like about Batman the Animated Series is what they eventually end up doing with, like, Dick Grayson just sort of, like, leaving and fucking off.
The new Batman Adventures.
But
I don't like how in the new Batman Adventures, Joker's got, like, black eyes. Like, they're not even, he doesn't even have pupils or anything, they're just black.
yeah, the art style's a little weird. But I do like their rendition of Batman better. I don't like the blue and orangish yellow type Batman costume.
Now, why do they feel the need to run away from the police?
Well, they're the police.
Well, it's Batman and Robin. They don't have...
Old cell phone.
Yes.
Even has the antenna and everything. They always drew the limos really strange to me. They look like they've got like a shell around them. Like they're...
Wouldn't you want your limousine to have a shell?
I don't know if I'd want a turtle limo. Teenage
Uh,
Mutant Ninja Limo.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Land.
Autos in a half shell.
Alfred's such a
Best
sassy
Alfred.
little bitch.
Alfred's awesome. I love Alfred. Children's Hospital fundraiser. Batman's like, I'll put him in the hospital.
They grow up, I will fund their cures, but if they grow up and do wrong, I'll put them right back in this motherfucker. The best Jim Gordon.
He's like, you know what I did to Anarchy? Oh, Bruce. I mean, Batman. I mean, Bruce. Damn right. Where's Barbara?
Whoa. She's apparently fucking up Guile from Street Fighter for some reason.
Sonic Boom. Be great if the music just changes to bum ba dum ba dun 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 dun.
Why is she alone? Oh, to the dick. Why is she by herself? Like,
I don't remember for sure. Is this movie under the context of that Batgirl's not actually a part of the team yet? I kind of think that that's the case.
yeah, maybe Bruce isn't aware.
Now,
all right, who do you ship with Barbara?
Oh, 100% Dick. And Dick Grayson, I mean.
Yeah, I would agree. I've seen plot lines where she's with Bruce, not crazy about it. Seen plot lines where she's married to Tim.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. Bruce is going to take them all back later on. Now, again, spoiling my Batman blueprint, I like the idea that Barbara is infatuated with Bruce a little bit, but to me, in my story at the very least, I keep it as that she kind of realizes that it's like, oh, that's sort of creepy. This guy's like, kind of like a father figure to me, and that's no, and that it's more so like,
I want somebody like him because he's so strong.
It's either like that she's kind of into the whole Dark Avenger thing, and that's one of the things that she likes about Dick is that he's like, oh, he's my age, and he's like the my age Batman. But she also realizes that like Bruce, the playboy, is like an act, and that's bullshit. And because it's one thing for like a teenage girl to have a crush on a handsome, rich, famous guy. But then when it's like, oh, I got to meet him and he's this damaged fucking asshole, then it's like, oh, Dick's actually a nice guy and he's around my age and we get along better and he's supportive and,
That Gregory guy had some weird eyes. I hope we see him again just so we can. What is going on? Gordon's got him too. Why does Barbara have full eyes and Gordon just has these weird little
pencil
circles?
points.
Yeah.
I like Gordon just being like, stay off my fucking daughter. She is hard, kid. Get your grubby ass paws all off her.
Listen, your name is Dick.
Yeah.
I'm not having this.
Listen, I have no problem with my daughter dating somebody named Richard, but she does not need Dick. That's fine. Some people call me DJ. Okay. Well, it's not as bad. Don't you fucking touch her.
Yeah, what's this? And
this dude's got blue eyes he's got contacts or something in there.
Yeah, like whatever marker they used to color this in was way too sharp.
It'd be great if this turns out to not be a reveal of Mr. Freeze. It's just that it snowed earlier and this guy can't fucking drive. There you go. Oh, the voice doesn't sound as cool. Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't sound quite as good as the animated series.
See, sometimes when you up the budget, things aren't as good.
Yeah, they're missing like some bass or something. With a cold heart, whatever, like that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, no, you won't, Bruce. You're an ass.
Hey, he called her Lonnie. Lonnie. I don't know if there's a Batman character named Lonnie, something other than Lonnie Macon. Or wait, no, that's not it.
Lonnie.
He wants to horizontal dance. Bruce Timm, he has a weird thing when he's drawing. He tends to draw men as being real like barrel chested and like upside down pyramid type thing. But he always draws the women as being like perpetually seductive.
Which it works for this show because women use their seductiveness in the Batman universe.
For some of them, I think it works better than others. Like Catwoman needs to be seductive. Poison Ivy, you know.
It's
Barbara, I don't
very.
know. I never really look at Barbara in my mind as being like a sultry character or anybody that needs to be particularly sexy, you know?
She can
Like she
turn
should
those.
be attractive because like I mean ideally you would want like every character in these types of things to not be like, wow man, that's fucking hideous, you know, like but like to me Barbara is like I don't know, like I know a lot of
Like
people
your sister kind of
criticize
thing.
sometimes, yeah, like a lot of people criticize the difference between like the drawings of the different costumes, and I know that one of the more recent ones that they've used is that purplish outfit where you don't see any like cleavage and everything, for instance. And I kind of like that one better because it's like she doesn't need to be like showing off her boobs, you know?
How's he surviving in these temperatures?
Icy hot. What organ? The organ. What organ?
She needs an organ transplant. You know, an organ.
Yeah, it's like he keeps telling him an organ transplant. He comes back one day and he's just kind of like, "Oh, I got a new liver," and he's like, "What the fuck? She needs a heart." Like, yeah. Gotham General Hospital, where you get some general treatment.
Generally.
That's where they do organ donations and transplants.
What organ?
Yeah, exactly. That's why they're very general about it.
Unless she needs all the organs.
In that case, she's fucked. That's the point, asshole. You think that this wasn't a kid's thing? They wouldn't have said piece of work.
You piece of shit.
You know, Victor, real asshole. This dude suddenly goes from, "What? You're going to use a live donor? We can't do that. That's horrible. You're a real piece of work, too." "Oh, yeah, you got that fucking gold." "Oh, in that case, let me crack my knuckles and search for these fucking organs."
18 people. There's one Amanda Kestner. Why are you clicking on Barbara Gordon?
I want to. I wish that if we weren't doing a live thing, that I could pause that and see about the other names on this list because I'd be curious what other names.
Oh, we're gonna go back and do that when this recording's over.
See if that's on IMDb. Somebody might have done that. That doesn't look like somebody's done that at any point. Crap. I might do that afterward when we're wrapping things up. Well, if it's as general as everything else is with the organ in the general hospital, do what I have for dinner at the restaurant.
For some reason, the restaurant has a name. And shitty roommate just giving you away all the information.
Yeah.
See, it's
Knockoff.
suddenly like the swinging fucking. It's like 50s all of a
Yeah.
sudden in here.
And they couldn't get the rights to the da 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 da
Da, da,
da.
da, da.
Come on, you're fucking Robin. Why? These people are walking towards you and you're taken by surprise? Ass. See, I like that rapport.
That's funny. See, Lana, that's how you insist that people do things. With the fucking polar bears.
Yeah. And the polar bears, for some reason, look angry.
Like they get they're angry, I'm guessing, because they're not in their habitat. Oh.
Either that or it's just kind of like, we just fucking woke up.
There are 17 other names on that list.
Yeah.
You couldn't fucking go through that list.
And if you're doing your research to know that she's out at like that restaurant and all that, you know by now that she's also the commissioner's fucking daughter and probably the worst person to pick as far as like creating a grudge and having police around her and all that.
It's like modern times when you Google something and the first link isn't working out for you, so you're like, I guess I'll never do this.
Yeah. The difference between page 2 and page 1 on Google is like 98 point something % or whatever.
How about you don't touch the gun, idiot?
Yeah. Great if the polar bear picked up the gun. What the fuck?
The polar bear is a very understanding man.
Also, for my money, Victor Freeze should not have super strength.
Also, Bruce knows what the fuck is going on here. He's a paranoid man who keeps track of everything and everybody.
Yeah.
How is he not arrived as Batman?
Well, there's a big difference between Batman the Animated Series Batman and Justice League Batman. As soon as he goes into Justice League, he becomes Bat God.
It's true.
This one's the one that's like, wait a minute, Barbara? You're Batgirl? And then once he gets to Justice League, he's like, yeah, I fucking spy on everybody.
Fucking trust any one of you.
One of my favorite things, not Batman, but it's The Question, but it's very similar, about the Justice League Unlimited, is when Supergirl is like, what do you, go through my trash? And he's like, please, I go through everyone's trash. Batman, whether it's the 66 or the animated series or the movies, big fan of chandeliers, this series is.
I think it goes with the setting of the kind of old-timey Gotham. I'd like to see a return to this in the 2020s, since we're going back to the roaring 20s. Let's get a little flair in our lives.
Woo!
Woo!
Shaughnessy's parking. So they named the parking that doesn't show up in there, but they couldn't name the jewelry store.
Holy shit!
Take my Corvette. Jeez. It's not actually a real transaction there, where you toss your keys and then steal somebody's fucking motorcycle. Here, trade. You agreed because you didn't say no. There's a computer again.
Reminds me of Spider-Man the Animated Series, where they just show the random fucking shots of the city.
All things considered, these polar bears are really well trained. They are not
Yeah.
doing anything with her. They're in the back of a speeding vehicle that's bouncing around, and they're not upset and not mauling her to death.
Need me one of those.
They're good boys.
The best boys.
They're gonna get some fish treats later on.
Yeah, they are. Who left the fucking? Where's the Eskimo kid? Who left him by himself?
He's still trying to pick up the fish. Also, where do the people in Gotham, like the villains, get all this money to do all this stuff?
You have to assume that their life of
Computers,
crime must have like treated them well, so they just save money because they're smart.
Typical day in Gotham. A supervillain is causing a 10-car pileup.
Yep, there's CGI again.
You didn't see the fucking big thing there. Come on.
Oh,
Oh god, I said a 10-car pileup. This is a fucking 15 one now or something.
What was that? You're police. Like,
Be a great call-in joke if, like, later on they're all watching the news. It's like 3 days later, the cars keep piling up.
oh come on.
He does not have enough of a ramp for that, and he just fucked up his tires. He should not be able to go anywhere.
And he fucked up the surrounding casing of the tires. He's fine. Hey, Dick, you ever think to call Bruce?
Right? You've got cell phones
Like, you ever think to call the motherfucker who has a whole armory in his basement?
and a car.
That too.
Just be like, hey Bruce, get the fucking Batmobile. There's a 20-car pileup, and Mr. Freeze is. Well,
And
they're not
Bruce,
supposed to
you're
know Mr.
watching
Freeze,
the
right?
fucking news. You don't have anything to do tonight. You turn the women down.
Are they supposed to know Mr. Freeze at this point? It's just like the continuity is weird.
No, because he did say Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
He knew who he was.
And now you just ruin that guy's fucking bike.
He gave him a Corvette. It's an even trip.
Using those gymnastics skills.
It's almost like he was an acrobat.
How do you feel about that whole idea that Tim Drake in the comics recognizes a move from the gymnastics as being, well, that clearly means that Robin is Dick Grayson? I think it's a little meh.
Unless he's like a psychotic follower of the Flying Graysons.
He's also very generic. He says, I'm a doctor, take these.
Strong, empowered woman. Many, many years ago.
Completely thrown off with that line, though. Do what you're told. Take the pills. Jesus Christ. Get on the fucking bed and take the pills. Oh my god. That does not hold up as well. They kidnap a beautiful young girl, put her in a dungeon with a bed, and say, do as you're told. Take the pills. God damn it.
I like how they wouldn't let Freeze smack Barbara, but if she had the costume on,
Oh, then yeah.
yeah.
She could get
But like,
kneed in the
as
face.
this Barbara Gordon, he's not gonna backhand her.
The same plot-induced stupidity as why is Dick Grayson spilling his drink, yet he can have the dexterity to jump the fucking cars on the motorcycle and all that. I love Bullock. Look at Gordon being an actual good cop.
Gordon's a good cop.
Gordon's the best, but they always end up making him like the guy who can't get anything done.
Well, with this, he can actually do. This is his daughter. He's not gonna let some fucking weirdo in a bat costume handle.
You know what? It's weird that Gordon's the only one with a tie that squares off at the bottom.
Yeah.
Bullock's a perpetual like, I didn't drink my fucking coffee yet mood.
Yet
Razor Ramon with the toothpick too.
I'm really mad at this. Yet nobody has put on a bat suit yet. Bruce, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Get this.
Was that Montoya, by the way? I think it was.
Yeah,
Big fan of the Montoya character too.
I agree.
Just casually. That was so
what the
like,
fuck?
he's just like, do, just go and start typing. Samantha Clifton, Kelly Dunkirk.
So Samantha Clifton,
Kelly
Amanda
Dunkirk.
Kestner.
Yeah. I don't know about the names of those. None of them register to me as anything, so they might be people that worked on the movie or something. Yeah, I don't think that's how beds work. You don't actually get more and more torque each time to bounce up higher and higher.
She succeeded. They're about to give her a penicillin shot.
Do as you're told. Take the shot.
You bitch.
Barbara, what the fuck are you doing? Take the pills.
Almost sounds like a Bane there.
Yeah. Well, then it would be Barbara. The pills are yours. Jesus Christ.
I'm kind of ready for a new live-action Batman movie. We haven't had one in a while.
I'm still really worried about this Robert Pattinson one. Not for him necessarily. I'm worried about the rest of the casting. I'm starting to feel like they're stunt casting and not actually casting for the characters themselves. Paul Dano will probably be good as Riddler, but like Colin Farrell as the Penguin doesn't make any sense to me. I think he would be better for Two-Face.
Okay, you would freeze. Your skin immediately turns blue in that room. You're freezing over. Thank you.
There you go. Took her a second to realize she was cold. Also, cryogenics don't... I mean, it's a Batman story. It's a kid's thing. Cryogenics don't work this way. You can't actually, like, just put somebody in a cold fucking room and have them live longer. Everybody just acts like a complete dick to Freeze, and it's like, get away from her, and he's just bashing the machine. What, the guy helping him?
Yeah.
He wants the gold.
How is he surviving in this room?
Actually, this isn't the same voice actress as Barbara.
Let's see.
I don't know why I just thought of that. Good point. You don't need to fuck up all the test tubes and stuff, Barbara.
Yeah, don't be a
bitch. He's trying to save his wife.
Yeah, that's...
You kind of get away without, like, potentially killing her. Yeah. Fire extinguisher should be useful.
Oh, Barbara's voiced by Mary Kay Bergman.
Should I know that name?
She did a lot of stuff. I'm a little surprised you don't know the name.
She's definitely not the one that voiced her in the animated series.
She was in like South Park. She did all the Scooby-Doo stuff as Velma.
Random side note on Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo can't actually, like, talk, right? I mean, I've never been a big fan of the series, but he can only do, like, the whole, like, rut-row and stuff, right?
It depends on the adaptation.
Because when I went to see Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, they had an ad for some new movie that's coming
Called
out,
Scoob.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and that
And
thing,
that's cute.
he's flat out just being like, "Oh, hello,
Oh,
Shaggy, I'm
we're at
Scooby-Doo."
IKEA. Like,
It's like, wow, okay, I didn't remember that being a thing. All those cables. Elevators are big in the series too. And cliffs with raging waters. They got a couple tropes that just kind of, wherever you are in Gotham, there's a blimp, there's some kind of like oil refinery or cliff. Lots of chandeliers, lots of old-timey cars.
okay, so she did Daphne.
Goth Corp Inc. What do you do? That's a very generic name. We're the people company. Okay, you sell people?
I wonder if Dick ever wants to be called Richard.
The design on this character, I don't know.
Whatever do you mean, Tony?
This is kind of suspect.
What about this a suspect?
Oh, clearly I'm talking about her hair. Yeah, they might would have revisited that one.
Yeah.
I know in the comics now, what you said about being called Richard or Rick, they do call him Rick in the comics now. R-I-C. Which
Rick.
I guess is like, that makes more sense. Rick Grayson.
Woo.
Instead of going by Dick. Because, you know, Dick was in an era where that wasn't going to be a joke. That's the same era where the Joker's like, oh, I've got a great boner for this.
I bet you do, Dick.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has to. He tried to fucking break out. Who do you think could be a good Mr. Freeze now if they were going to do that in a live action movie? Everybody tends to go with people that are already bald for some reason. The same thing for like fan casting Barbara Gordon or Mary Jane. They're always like, oh, well, we got to get a redhead. It's like, you have hair dye and you can shave somebody's head bald.
I'll admit my mind jumped to Vin Diesel.
For some reason, I have no idea why, Timothy Oliphant pops up in my mind.
Theoretically, you shave his head and he has nothing to do with Aquaman. Jason Momoa.
Nah, he's too cool.
Wouldn't that make him perfect for Mr. Freeze?
Cool.
Chill out.
I'm the Aquaman. I like the design of this Batmobile.
Rock if he lost about 60% of the muscle mass.
Oh, there's the dude.
Kunek.
I'm not just a kid, I'm 12.
He said that with such conviction. I'm 12, lady.
13 next summer. How old are you? You want to go on a date?
You know, in the 90s, they really liberally used the word dead and death.
Yeah.
He's been good to him. The fuck? I'm looking at the shape of his head, and The Rock does pop into my mind.
Hmm. I'm looking at fan casting right now, and it's there's a couple good ideas. Jason Isaacs on the list. The dude from Dexter. I think there's plenty of different people that could pull off Mr. Freeze. Hugo Weaving is on this one list. I could see that.
I'd like to see him get a movie.
Dude looks so much like Alfred.
I was gonna say, is that not Alfred?
It's Winfred. In real life, Batman doesn't say, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The fuck you mean?"
Answer me now.
Housekeeping. Old tape recorders.
His eyes are fucking with me.
Yeah, they're really strange. I like the line though. I just struck gold. That doesn't help, dude.
It's like ringing the bell when there's a fight going on after a match. It's like, fucking
Yeah.
stop. Like,
I can't imagine any scenario that you're on a phone call with somebody and your idea of reconnecting with the person that hung up with you is to shut off your own phone multiple times very quickly. That does not work that way. That's so weird how the computer, like, over the years, I mean, they had no context of what, like, a supercomputer would look like.
in this case, it has a fucking cassette holder for this exact issue.
Right. And the idea of that, like, well, we need to make it as big as possible because that's the thing that'll end up being, like, to show how much of the computer processing power that it has. Whereas now it's like, you want to make it as small as possible.
How much do you think Dick spends time teasing his hair before he goes out as Robin because for some reason he can't just let his nice hair that he has out of costume just go out hunting?
Shit, if it takes me, like, 5-10 minutes to do my hair when I go out,
I'm guessing a good 15-20.
it depends on what kind of, like, if he uses some kind of wax or I got my, like, LA looks sport gel kind of thing going on.
Shouldn't you have injected her while she was sleeping?
Right, yeah. At the very least, when you didn't have the chain
Chain
unchained.
unlocked.
Yeah, fuck him up, Barbara.
He turned into the penguin there real quick.
Yeah, that was a weird delivery right there.
But there's this trusty CGI.
Big fan of the fucking Batwing.
In a what procedure?
Yeah, I didn't. Ah, there we go.
What organ? How could you overthink such a simple plot device?
Right.
Liver, heart, kidney, something.
Also, he really managed to look. You can bypass the idea as much as you want of the idea of like how did they create the Batcave and how do they do all the planes and all the other kind of things like that. But you mean to tell me that in the Batcave there, they went out of their way to put the Batman logo for the fucking entrance?
Yes.
This dude's looking for more fish. Look, not to say that you should do this, but if she's struggling, you have a freeze gun. You can freeze her feet and she can't go anywhere.
Or like...
You promised not to hurt her. Hey, fuck off. Why is he so tiny?
The look of determination on his face. Like, no, bitch, I'm 12.
Very slow action there. It's always weird, right then, if anybody wants to go back and line it up correctly, in old animation, they used to have, like, when the guy was opening up the drawer, that drawer was a slightly different color. And you could see that in so many different things, like The Simpsons, that it'll be like, you know, the one thing that you're going to interact with is a different color than the other things and stuff. It's very weird.
I think it just makes it easier for, like, taking it over to animating.
They're on an oil refinery, right?
Yeah.
So why isn't anybody checking the oil refinery for, like, you know, the people that own the oil refinery? And all the investors are not like, well, nobody's reporting anything from the oil refinery for multiple weeks. They're like, hey, she can't do that. We can't do that. It's not fair.
Man, you're not smart.
He struck gold. He struck oil.
Yeah. That's how you're going to pay off your debt, bro.
Should have named this character Striker.
Gregory Striker. Striker Belson.
Her face got all messed up there in that shot. Just lands on top of him.
I get that she's Dick's girl, but, like, Bruce, fucking do something.
He's got to check to see if he killed him.
Well, if it's anything like you, he hasn't found a pulse.
Yeah, it's true. How about you, like, run? What's the kid's name again? Kunak.
Well, Kunak just wants Victor Freeze to not hurt anybody. But he will stand up to you because he is 12.
13 next month.
That's right. These are my favorite characters. Fucking polar bears know how to get shit done.
They don't even have names, do they?
Polar
like
and bear.
Gert and McAnderson.
Move. That's animal abuse, Dick. Oof. Barbara, now is the time to start fucking flipping off of shit.
Right, yeah. Maybe if he had a box spring and a mattress, he'd be able to jump. Wait.
They fell pretty gracefully. Poor
I wonder
dudes.
if they're just, like, gone for the rest of the movie now or something.
That would suck. Bitch, you were flipping up and stuff. Get out of there. Or jump. Like,
For a second there, I thought she said, "Shoot me alive." I'm like, what the fuck? You? What do you mean you? You saw all this happening.
yeah, like.
Oh no, the people that were here that I knew were here. The guy who always shows up.
I'm really disappointed by the lack of Batman being Batman in this special.
It's much more SubZero than Batman.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh,
if this were Running Man, SubZero.
she fell
No,
all right. She's fine.
Plane
Dick.
Zero. Oh no, your organs. Don't leave.
Yeah, like Bruce really isn't good here. It's like, what are you doing? I'm working on it.
Then go get her. You also have a fucking freeze gun. Maybe that would help with the fire.
Help the fire. Yeah. Like, I'm getting really mad at the lack of rationality here. Put out the fire, Victor.
Your freeze gun is strong enough that it froze an entire doorway in literally a split second. I'm pretty sure if you used your freeze gun, you'd be able to do it. And you have cryogenic stuff all over the place, too. Like, theoretically, that stuff should be exploding like liquid nitrogen. Yeah, that dude ain't picking that stuff up.
You had super strength earlier in the show.
Yeah, but he had it for his arms. He doesn't work out his legs. He skips leg day.
He can use his arms to lift shit off his legs.
Oh, look at that logic.
Oh, what's the matter, Victor? Where's the super strength?
Apparently he can't.
But Bart.
See how it's a different color?
Yep.
Now they're all buds. Good thing you didn't drop that on your foot.
How? What? They're all just like, hey, bud, come on, we'll save you.
Yeah, there is no way. Now you fucking figure out about your freeze gun.
You could have done that the whole time.
Yeah, you've been waiting for like 10 minutes to do this kind of stuff. And take the gun with you.
Take the gun.
Take the gun with you, asshole. You're Batman. Why are you this dumb?
I think I'm going to echo your sentiments about Batman and Robin and just say, I enjoyed this a lot as a child for what it was. But as an adult, this is, like, be smarter.
I mean, yeah, it is a kid's show. It's the type of thing where they're not going to try too hard as far as being... and the show's amazing.
But no,
even
a kid should be able to understand, wait, if you could do that the whole time, why didn't you do that 5 minutes ago?
But, you know, there's not going to be checks and balances of people being like, let's have a big discussion in a 66-minute movie about, like, the reason why we can't take the gun is because of, you know, the heat pressure is going to be too much, you know, like different things like that or something.
Good for you, you piece of shit.
They're going to foreclose on that dude now.
I think he just got foreclosed.
He needs a different organ now. Now, let's talk about the theoretical cryogenic
Damn right she got
freezing
him.
type thing. If she needed to be in constant cold to be able to survive all this heat,
She's dead.
she's dead. Like, she's totally dead. That organ liquefied or whatever it is.
Because this is a movie,
Yeah.
we're just doing she's thought out.
There's your elevator. Don't they always tell you when there's a fire, don't take the
go on the
elevator, take the
elevator.
stairs? You have a freeze gun. There you go.
Come on. I like how, she said, "Oh no," but like was clearly sure of herself enough that she knew she was getting out of there. Go with them.
You might be a little bit ahead of me, actually. Somehow.
No, I just shouted "Go with them" early.
Oh.
I can see where this is going.
At least crawl or something, you know?
Alright, this is a little much.
Where's
there's CGI.
There you go. There he is. I was gonna say, where's Dick with the Batwing?
God, the way they've looked at each other this entire movie, they're totally gonna fuck when they get
Oh, yeah, I mean...
like, if they haven't already, they're gonna do it now.
Wait, you didn't validate my parking. Nobody cares about the, They got the kid. And they got Nora.
Yeah.
They got Barbara. They're getting Freeze. Nobody has checked up on the other dude. They didn't see him die. They're just like, that guy doesn't matter.
He doesn't deserve to be saved. Oh! Oh, shit.
Freeze! Stop moving!
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Right on his shoulder. That really sucks.
Of course, the name of the oil company?
Co.
Oil Co. Maybe it's one person owns all this stuff, and he's just like, here's my jewelry store, jewelry. Here's my oil company, oil. Here's my hospital, General Hospital. I'm also going to get into the, I don't know, the airplane business. It's going to be Airplanes Inc.
There we go.
And there's your big explosion.
Oh, just in time with all of that stuff. How is it possible that just in time Batman got out of there? It's a shitty end for Freeze.
Yeah.
Wonder what they do with Kunak.
Prison. Oh, you're 12, huh? Juvie. Can't get any fish there.
Oh, you're not a kid? Guess what? You're gonna be tried like an adult because you've been watching this shit go on the whole time. Oh, good.
For polar bears, it took them a long time to get to the point where they were swimming this far away. This has been at least like 20 minutes worth of stuff. And they're real just that quick in relation to where Freeze is. Summer Gleason. There you go. An offshore drilling platform. There's a lot of people that look like they could play that. I mean, like, Mark Strong could definitely play the character. He looks just like that, Yeah, I mean, like, I could see a lot of those different people playing him. And he's got himself a Frozen cast.
I mean, the poor guy just wanted a better life for his wife. I wish he could have lived it with her.
Yeah. It's
All
weird how,
things
like,
considered,
I think in the comics right now, Nora Freeze is, like, one of this, like, she's back and she's, like, a horrible villain or something like that. It's hard for me to keep track of the comics and stuff, too, because I don't read them, but...
maybe
Yeah.
she's like, Bruce Wayne, chill out.
So let's see if I recognize it. Michael Ansara, yeah, okay. Loren Lester, a lot of these the same as what they've been, obviously, in the animated series, because that's kind of what they're coming back from. If any of the other names pop up for me that I don't recognize them. Nope, not recognizing them. Carl Lumbly, that sounds familiar. Tress McNeil, of course. Tress McNeil. Yeah, there you go. That's
There it is.
Batman and Mr. Freeze SubZero. Not the best outing. I think it's one of the ones that it's a little bland. Like, they've told this story before, they've told it better. But still, I mean, Mr. Freeze is a great character.
Yeah, definitely looking back on it, I wasn't as big of a fan.
Leland Bond. It's not as cool. Bond. Leland Bond.
Bond. Lee Bond. And I think if you have the one syllable first name, Lee Bond.
And what's better, that or the one that was just popped up a minute ago that said Elizabeth Lamers?
Lamers.
Totally did get made fun of when they were little.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, so lame.
Lamers. Lame lamers.
Yeah, I've mentioned some plugs before. While these credits are gone, I'll toss out some other ones. If you do want to take advantage of the Pick Your Poison tier or donate to the Patreon in any other fashion like Guest 5 has done, which, by the way, thank you very much, Guest 5, for that donation. And the continued support, because Guest 5 is like the best supporter that we got going on right now. It's awesome. If you want to take advantage of that, go ahead and do that. Whether it's $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever it is, that is all greatly appreciated. And if you don't have the spare change to do something like that, then there's other ways to show your support. You should like the videos on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that already. Ring that little bell for the notifications if you want to be aware of when we post new things. They are not as frequent as like the Smart Guy Moment side of things, but I do them as often as I can, and I want to do more. I want to do more for Fanboys. So the great motivator is the Patreon. There's also
we're getting at least 2 this week because you're getting this, and then you're getting the Star Wars review.
Yeah, so we'll see how Rise of Skywalker goes down. There's the merchandise shops, TeePublic and Redbubble for Fanboys Anonymous. There's also the same things for A Mango Tees and Smart Guy Moment. Obviously, you should be checking out fanboysanonymous.com for the article stuff because it's easier to get some articles up than podcasts for different things like Week in Geek or the 6 Flicks picks or any other things that I get the time and the opportunity to do. There's the Smart Guy Moment stuff, of course, if you're into pro wrestling. There's all the other kinds of different things that we're involved in. Rob's got some stuff as well.
Yes, and unfortunately, I love wrestling, but would love to do more of the geek culture side of things. But all of my plugs are strictly on the wrestling side. You got WrestleZone.com and the WrestleZone Daily. You've got Fightful.com. Subscribe to Fightful Select if you're into all the backstage news and gossip and scuttlebutt. And then you can check out RobertDeFelice.com if you just want my articles. And Dude Felice on Twitter and Instagram.
Wow, there's a lot of credits on this. We're still going. Actually, now it's just about the end. As soon as they said that.
It's all international credits.
Yeah, 1997, Warner Brothers and all that. And now we're faded to black. So, yeah, thank you for listening to this, everybody. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for Guest 5 for sponsoring this. And make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us your thoughts on Batman and Mr. Freeze, SubZero, or anything else you want to chime in about. What do you want to see us do next? What's the weather like there? Anything else you want to talk about?
Is it chilly?
Yeah, is it cold out? And
Nora, get to the chopper.
get to the Nora. Oh man, and we might have to do Batman and Robin at some point. And anything else that's happening, you will find out on fanboysanonymous.com and on the YouTube channel and all that stuff. So follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And we will see you next time, everybody. It's time for us to geek out. Adios.